let me tell you, you could say that again. Okay. That's the name of this episode. And I'm going to tell you exactly how that applies to your premium courses. If you don't know what I do here, my name is Dr. Sonia. Hello. If you are not new here, then welcome back. We talk all things premium courses on this channel, whether they be face to face or live, or whether they be face to face or online live. Okay. A pro tip for your courses, I always recommend you teach it live, whether it's online or face to face, at least twice. Okay. Like minimum one time, but I recommend twice. And I teach you how to package what you know, your wisdom, your life experiences, all of those things. So you can put them into the format of these courses, luxury coaching, mentorship, brands, and programs so you can get your message out to the world because you are not supposed to stay local. You're supposed to stay and be global. What's going on, Clonette? Good morning. How are you? Let me know in the chat, by the way, if you are new here and you're watching this, what time it is, where you're currently watching from, or where you are currently like watching from. I'd like to see the global reach of these episodes. I probably need another cup of coffee or something because what are we doing? All right. I think I've had two this morning already, but we're not quite there yet. But let's get into it really quickly. You can say that again is the title and name of this episode for a reason. So pro tip for your courses, whether it's marketing the course or developing and creating your content for your courses, you need to say it over and over and over again for it to land. I know a lot of times as creatives, high performers, high achievers, especially high achieving women, we can be in the mindset of once we've accomplished something, it's time to move on from that, right? And do something else. But I need to encourage you today. A lot of times you are going to find yourself repeating what you already said. And I don't have kids yet, but I have nieces and I have a nephew. And I hear from a lot of moms that that is a recurring theme, right? Is repeating things over and over and over again. And so it's kind of like that when it comes to marketing your courses, as well as designing the course content for your programs, for your students who are already enrolled. Repeating allows, and it's not necessarily, you can repeat it in the same exact way. Okay. We've all heard the saying, you could say that again. And I literally, when people say that, I say it again. Like, and my parents get a kick out of it every time. I don't know. But I think it's hilarious because sometimes we need to hear things again. So you can say it exactly as you said it previously, right? Say it again until it sticks, until it lands. But what ends up happening when we repeat things sometimes is we become bored first. We get bored with what we're saying. Hey, Kristen, good to see you on. Hello, hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon. Let me know where you're currently watching from or what time it is where you are. And so we get bored first, right? Especially when we're marketing. The point is repeat yourself. Okay. People haven't seen it. It hasn't necessarily landed. How many times have you reread a book, rewatched a movie? I know one of my favorite movies to rewatch over and over and over again since it was released is The Matrix. I love that movie. Okay. Every single time I watch it, I can watch it today and learn something different or hear something different in a different way so that I can go ahead and process it and apply it to where I am currently in my journey. It's the same thing with the people who are watching your content, your marketing content specifically, okay, but even the content inside of your courses. I have clients and mentees who tell me all the time, I had to go back and watch that again, right? I had to go back and revisit this particular module because I missed that the first time, or I heard it differently now that I'm like in this part of the journey and I'm actually implementing this piece. When I go back and watch, let's say we're in week 7, they're like, when I go back and watch week 3 again, I get something new. I get something more profound or something that I'm able to execute and implement right now, right? And that's so, so important. Clonette says every Star Trek show and movie. Okay, I love it. Softball player, hello, hello. It's good to see you on as well. Nora, hello. What's going on? It's good to see y'all. Atticus, hello. I appreciate the positivity in this room. The Bible. Yes, Clonette, like that's my favorite thing. I'm in James again, right? And so one of my favorite books of the Bible is Ephesians. So I go back and read that all the time, probably like once a month. But I always get something new. And it's the same thing, like songs, whatever you want to apply this to, right? Books, it's the same thing. You go back in different seasons of your life, you get different things. And so the people that you're currently marketing to, first of all, pro tip for your course is you want to specifically market to people who have a right now challenge or right now obstacle or right now problem, and your course becomes the solution for them. They are ready for the solution right now. However, there are people who, some people don't even know they have the problem or they can't name the problem. Think about when you go to the doctor, right? You may have an issue or there may be something, there's pain somewhere, but you can't quite explain it. And they start asking you questions and they're able to identify it and explain it more than you can, right? They finally put a name to it and you're like, yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the thing that's been happening. It's the same thing as you as an expert. So on the side of teaching your programs and courses, you'll be able to name different challenges and problems and obstacles that your clients or prospects and leads, people who don't even know necessarily that they have the problem yet, you'll be able to I help them identify that. And then sometimes it does take some education, right? It takes some providing them with opportunities to learn from you for them to realize, like, okay, this is a solution that I need. For a right now sell, in order to pre-sell your courses, pro tip, you need to be selling to people that you don't have to over educate, people that you don't have to educate, number one, on the fact that they have a problem, right, in the first place, or that that is their challenge, or that they are in some amount of pain. And number two, that you don't have to educate them through to the solution. You can still be doing that in your marketing, but you're selling to people who are ready for the solution right now. Does that make sense? So that's where your pre-sales are going to come from. I always say sell the course before you create it, and that's one way you can do it. This is going to require you to sometimes get bored with what it is that you're saying, but you can say it over and over and over again. You can find different and more creative ways to say it if you like, or just keep repeating yourself. I promise, before it gets boring to your audience, it's going to get boring to you. But those are the moments and the times that you push through, because there are people who need to hear it over and over and over again before it clicks sometimes. In addition to that, there are people who have never heard it. You have to keep that in mind too, especially as you're marketing. We're in an online world, right? In an online space. So many people are accessing so much information at one time. Imagine someone's never seen you, never heard of you. They come across your information, they come across your content, and they need a right now solution, right? But imagine if you don't show up that day. If you got bored of your message and you quit, you stopped talking about it, you stopped saying it, right? And that's the exact moment where somebody actually needs it. So that's one of the things that keeps me going every single day and keeps me showing up. And sometimes, yeah, I get bored. All right. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes I get bored with, like, all right, what's another creative way that I can say this? How can I inspire myself? And I started to think about, there are people who haven't heard this message yet. There are people who need a way to package their wisdom, or are looking for a way to package their life experiences and get their message out and create a legacy, right? And really teach other people from their experiences. And so that gets me up. There are my clients and my mentees who depend on me, right, to show up and to teach. And I never get bored of that. I'll be honest with you. I never get bored of, like, them asking me questions and me answering them. Sometimes it's the same question, over and over again in different ways, but it's the same answer over and over again in different ways. But I enjoy that, because that's the beauty of teaching. And this is why I always say too, like, everybody's not meant to teach. And I totally get that. Teaching requires patience. Teaching requires you to sometimes say the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. And that's absolutely okay. But you can find creative ways to do that. And I love teaching that. I love teaching from your style, your authenticity, the creativity that's within you. I just told my sister this over the weekend. We were getting nails done, or nails and pedis. And I said, I always used to look at you in admiration. My baby, my youngest sister, I gotta stop calling her a baby because she still thinks she's a baby. All right. But my youngest sister, I was telling her, I was like, I used to look in admiration at you, like, creating things with your hands, like sewing. She's really good at, like, just very creative, artsy stuff, like all kinds of stuff. And I used to say, man, she's so creative and I'm not creative. And she's like, what? She was like, you used to think that? And I'm like, yeah, I really used to think that, until I got into entrepreneurship full time. And one day, I was probably about a year and a half into my business, to be completely transparent. I was like, oh, I am creative. Just in a different way. I create programs and I help explain concepts to people, in very, like, simple ways. And help people apply those things. And so, she was like, yeah, I've always admired you too. Like, you are extremely creative. She's like, I never knew you thought that. And so I'm just putting that here, that, to teach, it really does require patience. It really does require you to say the same thing over and over again. You can repeat that, okay? Is the name of this. If you feel like you're running out of ideas, you're running out of, what do I say online? How do I market this course? And definitely repeat yourself inside of your programs, okay? It's how people learn. Inside of your content, inside of your courses, repeat yourself. But if you've been feeling like, I'm running out of creative ideas to market, I'm running out of ideas to show up for the people that I really want to serve, repeat. Okay, repeat what you've been saying. I promise it's still going to go well. And people are still going to receive it, and they're actually probably looking for it. If you want to learn more creative processes and ways that you can start to package what it is that you know, check out jumpfirstacademy.org. I dropped the links in the description down below this episode. You can also check me out this Thursday. I'm teaching live, and I'm going into some advanced techniques for pre-selling your courses, packaging your courses, and I promise you don't need everything you think you need. Websites, all that extra stuff, funnels, etc. You don't need it. All right. Check out the links below. You can go to jumpfirstacademy.org/VIP to register for the live training, or you can check out the on-demand training. It takes less than 30 minutes. No fluff. Okay. And there are plenty of examples to show you exactly how to apply what it is that you are learning during the training. I also give you resources to implement as you go. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. You choose your pathway to success. My job is just to present the resources. Okay. So they are available to you. The on-demand training, once again, is jumpfirstacademy.org. And the live training is happening this Thursday with some advanced techniques to help you pre-sell and package what it is that you know. Jumpfirstacademy.org/VIP. Repent or perish. Hello, hello. Definitely faith based here. So I'm glad that you are on this channel. Okay. I appreciate you being here. People don't always hear the first time. That's true, Clinette. Matthew 6:34. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. Need to use all the senses to learn. Yep. Implementation is key. Making sure there are no other questions inside of the chat. Perfect. Know that I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. I hope this inspires you forward. Okay. I hope it inspires you to keep showing up because your people are looking for you and they need you. One thing that really, I'm going to leave this here and then we're going to hop off. Okay. One thing that really, I used to be a person that was so disappointed when I saw people not live up to their potential. And I had to relearn, and maybe I'll save this for another episode. I really had to unlearn that and relearn that I can't be accountable. And this is why I always say your student results I never guarantee them because you don't know people's work ethic. But I always say that too, because you got to release yourself. Okay. You're responsible for the outcomes of your course and how you design them. You are not responsible for your student results. All right. People are responsible for their own results. And I need to put this here, like in saying things again and repeating yourself and showing up consistently. One of the things that I see happen a lot of times is people give up right before the breakthrough, right? And so it's you're getting bored with things that you're saying or things that you're doing, or maybe you're not seeing the results that you thought you should see or that you wanted to see. But this is the thing that separates people who get the results and people who don't, are people who keep pushing through when they don't see the results, when it's not evident, right? Like otherwise we wouldn't really need faith. You got to believe before you actually see it. And the hardest part is not the initial belief, it's continuing believing, all right, through fruition. So it's through I don't see it yet. Where is it yet? When you're constantly checking for it, are you truly believing? Are you truly believing that it's already done, that it's already yours, and that's already happened? Question of the day. All right. Happy Monday to you. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. If you are new here and you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification so you know when new episodes like this drop and we can hang out live. If you are subscribed, welcome back. Okay. And if you are newly subscribed, welcome to the channel. I'm so excited that you all are here, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.